This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
Away from the football this evening, obviously we're sort of battling a little bit with the Champions League, but which is tonight as well. But we'll do what we can. Yep, I get that. Let's have a look. We've got Dexter as well. Dexter in the Pro-Am, joining us in the Pro-Am this series. This is Dexter's first series with us in DTR. As such, he has been obviously in the EDTM. This is the first series he's joined us in the DTR. So yeah, and definitely been giving it everything he's got. Pushing hard, pushing well, and managing to keep himself nice and clean and tidy. And yeah, been driving really well. So keep up the good work. No. Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the best thing to do, really. I mean, if Ian wants to stay at the rear, then that's cool. That's all good. So the usual things apply with this one then. So we have the Pro-Am drivers will be coming out first when the qualifying starts. They will be doing their out lap, then 2 flying laps. Then at 7 minutes, it's a little bit longer this one because of the overrun. The track itself with these cars, as you can see, it's 2:15s there or thereabouts. So it's quite a long track for the MX5s. It's the longest that they will be racing on, so that's hence why we've got extended time for the qualifying. Otherwise they wouldn't be able to get it all in. So it looks like Nick's just letting everyone, making sure everybody's ready, make sure everybody's ticked in. So make sure you're ticked in and ready. Where's look at that sporting, there it is, 88. He's there getting ready, heating those tyres, getting used to the swing and sway. So here we go then, qualifying starts then, everybody. Pro-Ams will be coming out first. Let's see how they get on, and this will be starting in the, I'll stay with Yari because Yari will be probably one of the first to come out. Yep. So we'll have Yari, we'll have Peter coming out, we'll have Dexter as well. Severi will also be out on track with us, and Shocky as well as D-Max. Don is in the chat as well. Evening Don, evening. Nice to have you in, buddy, nice to have you in. And good morning, I should say to Don, as it will be morning time there. That's right, they come then with these 2 litre 197 brake horsepower Mazda Spirit Racing 12Rs. A lot of fun, these really are. They can bite you, so never take them lightly, but they are a lot of fun. They really are a lot of fun. So Yari will come out first. We've got Shocky just in behind. Then we have Dexter, Severi and Peter. That'll be our Pro-Am racers out on track. Angelina hasn't joined us in time for this one. Hopefully he will be in for the main race, and also DK. So as Battle, hopefully he will be in with us as well for the main race, even if he misses this one. With the MX5 Cup you can miss a round, so there's 4 rounds in total with the MX5, so you can miss a round. The best 3 results will go through to your final score. And then that final score will be divided, well, 10% of that, so it will be divided by 10, and that will go towards your main IMSA score as well. So important points, every point is valuable, and especially as it goes towards the main IMSA score at the end. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why not? watch the lines as they go through. And we've got Yari just crossing the line now, so he's going out on his first of his flying laps. He's allowed 2, so he's on his first one now. Taking a wider line. Cutting in. Shockey will be trying to keep him company. Like I say, Yari, I know, is on a different, I think he might be on a Thrustmaster, I think he said. So he might be using the Thrustmaster instead of the Fanatec this week. So he's had to readjust and get used to how that feels in comparison to the Fanatec. We'll see how his lap times come through. Yeah, Yari will be bringing them through here now. Shockey, you can see a bit of shadow casting now. Dexa, Severy, and there we have Peter. So all of them out on their flying lap now. Come up back through Severy there, we have Dexa choosing the blue, which will be, yep. Luminous green and yellow almost looking colour there. It's quite very shiny. Certainly can't miss Shockey here. Back into the stands. The right-hander and the left-hander, both of these use. Oh, has he held? What was... Oh, wow, he held that. There's points there for drift, that's for sure, 100%. And he's going to have to move over a little bit and allow Shockey through, but yeah, you got drift points for that. Definitely. But, yep, unfortunately, that's going to cost him for lap time. So he's going to have to hope that his next lap will become his better one. So, yeah, some good time there, but Shockey with a 2:17 at the moment, so Shockey currently holding P1. Peter with 2:17.4 as well, so he's currently P2. We've then got Severy in P3 at the moment with 2:17.6. And Dexa then with a 2:18 ahead of Yari with that 2:22. So he'll be looking to try and do better than that for the next one. But yeah. Shockey currently holding pole position. That's for the Pro-Ams. Shockey then coming through. We'll stay with Shockey for the moment, but yeah, because he'll be the next one coming through to post his fastest lap. He's got Yari right with him now, so Yari might be getting a little bit more comfortable with the I believe it is the Thrustmaster, so hopefully, yep, getting a bit more comfortable with those. He's currently purple by 3/10. A little wider on that one, but this is always a tricky one, this, because it's a double double apex really, so very always take a slightly, you can take quite a few different lines going through that section. You don't always lose speed either, so it's just a case you can take different lines. But Shockey coming through around here now. Now we're going to see everyone's final lap and where the Pro-Ams will start. As he comes through, crossing there and over the line, Yari a little bit wider, but there we go with a 2:16, Yari with a 2:15, so Yari currently holding pole position by 4/10, Severy 2:16.416, Dexa coming through as well with 2:16.9, then we have Peter coming through with a 2:17.125, so quicker again. Excellent stuff. Now the pros will be out on track. They will have already joined. Yep, they are. Okay. Now let me just put, oops, sorry. Let me just quickly put this out now. Just in case anyone has forgotten. So pros should be out on track by now. I'll come back out, so yep, we'll come and have a look then. Who's at the front for the pros at the moment? We have Robbo, do we have Kieran out in front? Could be, but I'm not sure. No, maybe not, so yeah. They're all in there, so we do have Robbo. Robbo is currently out in front, I believe, yes. Leading out the pro drivers in the Red Bull livery, MX5. Let's see how he gets on. That's obviously just the out laps for these guys. Is everybody out on track now? We are, and Ian will be starting at the rear. So here we go. Carry on back through, sorry, there we go. So we're back with Robbo now. He will be posting the first of the fastest laps for the pro drivers. So here he goes out on his flying lap. You'll have to, anyone in the chat who might be watching the football at all can also let me know if they want to, how it's going. If they don't, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can keep everyone informed, or you don't have to. So whichever you fancy, but yeah. Robbo, we're looking to see if he can get himself a nice time towards the front. 2:15.731 will put him in front of Yari, currently on a purple as well. So 75 litres of fuel these cars carry for this race and for the qualifying. Last week Hippie and Sayo had massive battles in this race in the pro, along with well, massive, quite good battles, and Robbo as well too, and Nick. Cheta and Butts and Cats also were racing last week, but Cheta putting off a P2, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Robbo coming down through. We've got Hippie, currently the leader in the pro of the MX5 Cup so far. Yari is currently the leader of the Pro-Am. And then Severian currently in P2 and Shockey in P3 in the Pro-Am at the moment. We do have Hippie currently in P1, DTR Sayo in P2, sorry, Jetta in P2 and DTR Sayo in P3 at the moment in the Pro. Jetta isn't with us this evening, so it's an opportunity for one of the others now to score some points. And for Kieran, an opportunity to get some points on the board as well, because he missed out last week. You can see the sun coming down as the track will cool off a little bit. And Robbo with a 2:15.952 puts him into P2. Let's see if Hippie 2:15.659 takes P1. Yari P2, Rosberg P3. We then will see if Wes will be next over the line. Or will he? Where has he been? Yes, 2:17.9, he is indeed. Kieran? 14, 15, 2:16, so into P6 for Kieran. Behind Kieran will be Nick. Again, coming through. Little clip there. Not the worst, but very much momentum is what you need to keep. As he comes up to the last corner on the right-hander. There you go. 15 and 16.070, so up into P4 for Nick. Currently holding P4 then. And that'll be third in the Pro as well, so that's pretty useful. Pretty useful indeed. Let's get back up front then. We've got Robbo again out in front. 2:15.952 was his first lap time. Can he improve on it? Can he improve indeed? In the Red Bull livered Mazda MX5. Mazda Spirit Racing 197 brake horsepower. Oh, he's 6/10 down on his best time, I think, at the moment, so might not quite hit that. Just a case of whether the 2:15.952 will be enough to keep him in one of those top positions when the race starts. Racing medium tyres, and this is a sprint race when it starts, everybody, so racing mediums, there will be no need to pit. Let's see. Go. Well, let's see. Robbo, all done then. So we'll stay with Hippie. Oh, well, that's it for Hippie anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's all. He's had his second lap, so he'll have to return to the pits now. And Wes also has had his second lap, so we'll be returning to. And then we have Nick. Let's see if Nick can get any better. We'll have Kieran as well coming round. Kieran with a 2:15.249. Kieran now taking P1. Absolutely gets through there. 2:15.259. 249, sorry. Nick now without the clip this time, so nice and tight. There you go. Keeping it nice and wide, and then coming across. Clipping that apex. Can he possibly get there? In 260, a little bit slower than his first flying lap, but that's it for everybody. GG's everybody. Look at that. Brilliant stuff. Kieran, well done. Hippie, P2. Put some cats in P3. Well done, well done, well done. And then we have the pros as well doing really well too. The Pro-Ams too, with Yari, Shockey and Severy. So they'll all be starting amongst each other here a little bit. So just having it filtered through at the moment as well. Yay! Wes in the chat. Evening, Wes. Nice to have you in, buddy. Nice to have you in. Just hearing it in the chat that Paris Saint-Germain have won on penalties against Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League final. So commiserations to Arsenal there. Congratulations to PSG on that one. But yeah, we get back to the racing now. We just wait for the time to run through now. We had to run with a 15-minute, so that's how it runs. But brilliant stuff. Yeah, Kieran holding up P1, Hippie P2. But some cats, look how close that was by 0.065, extremely close. And then look at that from Yari as well, 0.007. Look at that. Where's with the wipers on? I'm pretty sure there won't be any rain around here, but yeah, but yeah, look how close some of these times are, very close indeed. And then just 0.2 between Yari and Robbo, and then 0.1 between Robbo and Nick, 0.08 between Nick and Shockey, and only 0.2 between Shockey and Severy, 0.5 between Severy and Dexa, just 0.1 between Dexa and Peter, and then we have Ian bringing up the rear in P11. So we were a couple short. Hopefully they will join us for the main race. They haven't missed anything. They can still jump in for the main race, so all good. We'll just wait now until this clock runs its way through. It should run its way through already. But sometimes it gives 180 seconds for some reason. No need to. But yeah, there we go. Finally. So click onto the results. Let me get those saved. Well done. Well done. There we are. And then I'll just click across onto that. And let's get those saved as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, there we are. Kieran, Hippie and Wes, P1, 2 and 3 respectively in the Pro class. And then we have Yari, Shocky and Severy in P1, 2 and 3 in the Pro Am. Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think that's probably the case, Hippie, I think. Yeah, hopefully he'll be in for the last two. I'm hoping to have him in for the last two. He's got a special livery for it, so it'd be nice to see him get on track and show us that. But yeah, spot on. Yeah, hopefully all will be well. But that's no problem. Hi guys, yay, good luck. Hopefully you'll be in with us, Michelina. Yeah. Hopefully you can join us after this one and come in for the Group 3, so you'll be in the GT3, Group 3 racing. If you can join us, that'd be really cool. Yeah, probably. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so there we are. Lovely stuff. So we will be starting. Yeah, and Deck is in with us as well, so evening Deck. Hey, and Dace is in with us as well, so evening Dace. Nice to have you in, buddy. Nice to have you join us. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Grab yourself your big cup of coffee and sit down if you can and enjoy some of this playtime that we will have. I say playtime, but this is it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun watching these. MX5 is a lot of fun. It's a rolling start on this one. But Deck is in with us. But yep. Deck will be in with us for the main race. But yeah, absolutely. Okay, so doopy doop doop doop. Yeah, I think we'll have to run it as it is. I think we'll put. Do we squeeze Deck in? Okay, squeeze Deck in. Let me just double check. Just checking with Deck to make sure if he does he want to race this race or will he miss it and race the next. So let me have a look. Indian Steak. Evening. Nice to have you in. I'm just checking up on something here, but lovely to have you in, my friend. Lovely to have you, my brother. Excellent. Let me just double check. Question mark. And send. I'm just going to double check with that one because we can quickly. Yes, as Deck is just in time, but he might leave it to go. Yeah, watching the foot. Yes, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you. PSG, are you Indian or possibly? I would have thought. Yeah, so yeah, congratulations to PSG on that one. Commiserations to Arsenal on that one. But otherwise, we'll run this one. We'll get the race started. $1p in 2 seconds. Okay, so we'll just wait. We'll just wait for that one then. So we'll. Okay, just waiting on Kieran. Okay, no worries. Okay, I'll put to Kieran. Let us know when you're back. Sorry about this, everybody. You're back. There we go. Cool. Okie dokie. Right, so the race is ready to be raced, everybody. So here you go then, chat. Here we are, the MX5 Cup Support Series running first. 8 laps here. Racing mediums. 75 litres of fuel. That should be enough. It's a sprint race. And here we go then. So, lovely bubblies. Couldn't wait any longer, he says. We'll just get that on to display info. There's nothing else to show you guys because it is racing mediums only. It's a sprint race. So it'll be a case of going for it. And just trying to keep it as clean as you can, not picking up penalties. Staying on that track. And not letting that tail end step out. And we're away! Kieran leads us out in P1 with Hippie in P2. Indeed, let's go gents, says Indian Steer. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Wes in P3 with his wipers going. We'll have a little look on here now, see if there's any... there is a little bit of a drop in the distance there. So Hippie using that slip at the moment. Wes just managing, I think, might be just about keeping it, might be slipping out. He's got Yari behind him as well to keep him company if needs be. You see them coming through. Hippie pretty close now, within 3/10 of Kieran. These two in the Pro with Butts and Cats also in the Pro. Yari the highest finishing Pro-Am, and there Hippie goes through on the inside. Can he make it stick as they run up on the long straight here now to the tight left-hander? He definitely got a better run out of there. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely got a better run out of there. Sorry. Blah, 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 blah. That's better. Get it out of the way. There we are. Currently in P1 at the moment. Kieran P2. Wes in P3. Wes has closed in on Kieran a little bit there. Ooh. Was that a little bit of lag or? Okay, so there we are. So these three. Heading it out, a little bit of a gap there from them to Yari, DTR Yari, in first place in the Pro-Ams. Okay, where's a little bit of lag. Yari in P4 with Robbo behind him in P5, Shocky in P6, Nick in P7. We then have Severy in P8 with a half-second penalty, didn't need that. With Peter breathing down his neck, and also with Dexter as well. He's a long way before he serves that penalty though, so he's going to be okay for a little bit, I think. But yeah, they're right with him though. They're right with him. Penalty, oh, 1 second penalty for Dexter, unfortunate. Just cut on those inside lines. Got to be so careful going through there. And then we have Ian in P11. He'll be looking to see if he can possibly make up 1 or 2 little spaces. With 1 or 2 penalties, he might be able to do that. Get back up to the front, so we come again with Hippie. Oh, he's made a little bit of a space for himself there, so it might have been a little bit of an incident there for P2. And Yari, oh, Kieran's had an issue there. Yari with a half-second penalty. We've got Robbo in P4. Then we have Shocky in P5. Where is Kieran? Kieran's down in P9. Okay, so an incident there. And Kieran has dropped and lost a lot of spaces. Nick going through on the inside of Shocky. Shocky not done yet though, I don't think. He's cut back. He's gone for the switcheroo. Can he pull it off? Join him on side. Yep, he's just managing to get himself edging in front. Still very close between these two. And they come to the tight left-hander. Well done, well done, well done. Excellent racing. Let's look at that. Space given. Beautiful, beautiful racing. And comes out just in front. Nick following tight behind. Peter also very tight behind as well. And he's got a little bit of slip here. And he's just moving out as well. He might be able to make a move here. Let's see how this one goes. Hippie's still out in front at the moment. We'll come to Hippie in a second, but this is where the battle's happening. We've got Shockey just in front now. We've got Peter now coming through on the inside of Shockey. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? He does. He holds it well. Shockey coming around a slightly tighter line, so where you brake normally just after that turn to make sure you get yourself in. Nick managing to get through on the inside there. So Nick making his way up into P6 with Shockey and P5. This is where the battle is at the moment. We will pop up and have a look at the others in a moment, but yeah. And behind as well, you can see quite a few are close together. So Kieran, Dexter, looks like Ian as well, and Severy perhaps. Look at these three, almost going through if they're not. Look at this. Almost three abreast into turn one. Whew. One had to pull out there because I'm not sure you would have got the three through. Brilliant racing, everybody. Look at this. Wow. And now we have other cars coming into play. So Kieran has now joined them. We then have Ian also up with Kieran. So we have 5 cars here now in this little battle. Oh, and I heard somebody have a tap there. That could have been... Oh, I think that was Yari up in front actually. So yeah, these... Oh, look at this now. So we have Kieran going for the move on Ian, but he thinks better of it, tucks in, takes a little bit more of that slip. Ian's also taking a bit of Ian's Peter's slip as well, giving that extra little bit of space, that extra bit of speed. Kieran going on the inside, overtaking prohibited. Somebody is out and off, and it's Robbo. Rosberg, he's just off track. He's back on, but he's lost a couple of positions there. Like I say, this car will bite you. It really will. If you don't quite get it right, it will bite you. It's a lot of fun to race with, but it can bite you, definitely. 100%. Unlucky on that, unlucky, but he's in with the battle though, so he's in and amongst it with everybody else. So we have at the front of this battle here. So let's just quickly go and join up the front here now. So we have Hippie out in P1. He's now got a 4-second lead at the moment from Wes. 2:14.747 as well, fastest lap so far. Wes 2:16.554, but yeah, he's in P2 at the moment, but he's got himself a comfortable little distance there, 3 seconds in front of Yari. Yari is 3 seconds also in front of Nick, but this is where the battles are happening here. This is intense all the way through. So you've got Nick, you've got Shockey. Oh, look at that, beautifully done. Nick holding on to that inside line, but now he's got Peter. He's come across Shockey. Shockey holding his line, but Peter also threatening a little bit there. He's holding off a touch. Maybe he's going to wait. There's still 4 laps to go, everyone. We're only on to the 4th lap so far, so there's plenty of time to go yet, but this is so tight between these guys. Like I say, Hippie and Wes and Yari are quite clear at the moment, but this is where it's all happening at the moment. Robbo moving out a little bit. Maybe he thinks he can take Peter on the outside. Can he possibly make the move? He's gone around the outside. He's made it. But Peter still has that inside line. Can he come back through? It's so close between them. Robbo with the slip of Shockey in front of him now. Holding his line. But these are battling away. Listen to that, battling away. Kieran just in behind as well. Ian just in behind. He's unfortunately picked up a half-second penalty. Yeah, we'll have to try and see if he can catch up to these guys over these 2 corners, because it's where you burn your penalty off is coming up. Will it drop him in reach of Dexter? Possibly not. Then we have Severy in P11 at the moment. So yeah, we'll move back up through. So Dexter, Ian then will have dropped off there with that half-second penalty. So now we have Kieran, and you can see where the battles are here. Nick has managed to get himself a 1 second or so gap between himself and Shockey. Shockey has Rosberg and looks like what will be Kieran for company, but Peter is right there as well. There's no break here at all. There's absolutely no rest at all here one mistake and you're dropping a couple of positions. There's no doubt about it. A penalty, you're dropping a couple of positions. This is as tight as it gets. Look at this. It's crazy. Excellent to watch though. And Ian already back in there. He's already back in there. He's close. He's not too far away at all. A lot of sliding as they go around the corner there. Oh, look at that. And Robbo just manages to get around the outside of Shockey, which means he'll have the inside line coming up to turn 1. Shockey just tucks in a little bit there with Peter just in behind, with Kieran in behind him as well, and Ian still in touching distance. This is where it's all happening. Nick has made a bit of a gap, but now it looks like they might be closing in a little bit on Nick. So Nick's P4 might not be as safe as he'd hoped. Nick braking there from Robbo as going a little bit closer, but no, Nick got a good out from that corner, so it's he's managed to get himself a little bit more time again there. Sometimes you have to brake a little bit earlier and then accelerate out, but he wasn't able to do that, Robbo, because he had pressure behind him, so he had to brake late. Pressure coming in the shape of DTR Shockey, and Kieran going through onto the inside there as well from Peter, but this is so close. Like I say, anything goes wrong here, then you're in. Oh, Kieran, I think might have just span out. He might have just clipped that curb. It happens. Smash Gamer Tech, which is Vettel, has joined us, so he'll be joining us for the multi-class race. Nice. Great to have you in. That's so unfortunate. Dexter is now right in front of Kieran, in fact. So Severy is right behind Dexter, right behind Kieran. I'm sorry. Still got 4 laps, or 3.5 laps to go, so can still do something here, pick up some points. Dexter P9, Peter in P8, still in touch then with Ian in P7. So Ian has moved up to P7. Oh, a little bit of a rub there on the barrier. That would have scrubbed off a little bit of pace, which Peter has taken advantage of. He's gone through into P7. Shockey in P6. Robbo in P5. Robbo right up with Nick. And Nick with a half-second penalty. He's got a while before he burns that, though. So he might be able to perhaps get himself a little bit of a distance. You can see Wes, or was it Yari, in fact, just in front there. Yari in P3 still. We had Wes in P2. Hippie in P1. Nick holding on to that position so far. He needs to try and get himself back up to about a second in front if he can do it. Where the penalty is burnt off isn't too bad on this track, I don't think, to be honest with you. It's not as heavy hitting as it can be on some tracks. But yeah, Robbo's right with him now. So he'll feel like he might be able to get a move done when Nick burns off that penalty. We still have Shockey just in behind, Peter and Ian battling away behind as well. Dexter was also just behind Ian, but they will be battling that one. Robbo, front wheel to back wheel at the moment with Nick, and he's gone. Oh, it hasn't quite, so they're going through together. Brilliant move together, look at that, beautifully clean, well done, space given. And they're still together, only the half-second penalty is going to separate these two, unfortunately. That is such a shame. That's such a shame, but he will be able to get back behind Shockey. Use a bit of Shockey slip and time himself back in. Still time to get back into this. Just try and get up to P5 and P4 again for Nick. Excellent drive so far. Yari in P3. We have Woods and Cats in P2. Hippie out in P1. Hippie set that fastest lap of 2:14.747, but the battle has been around here all the way through. Has been epic. Really has. Oh, Peter's got a half-second penalty as well. Oh. Again, it's a while before you burn it off, so he's going to want to try and keep as close as he can to Nick. Use that slipstream, give himself a chance to keep in there, of which he is managing to do so far. You can hear the sliding and screeching as they go round. About to start lap 7. If you're enjoying this racing, everybody with me at the moment, then hit that like button. Absolutely hit that like button. Why not? This is epic MX5 Cup Series racing at its best. Look at this, it's so tight between these guys. So well matched, so well matched. Look at that, the four of them there, and even Robbo is in P4 at the moment, isn't totally clear yet. You can see it's 1.4, but yeah, only takes a slight little mistake or a run wide, and suddenly you've got these guys right down the back of you again. So yeah, and they will be. So yeah, Peter looking to stay as close as he can to Nick to protect that half-second penalty that he's going to be taking. Nick holding that defensive line, staying over to the left. Peter going round to the right-hand side, but will probably just ease off slightly and then tuck in. Yep. Just managing to keep himself really, really tight still. On lap 7, this is the penultimate lap, but he's still got another lap to go yet. He will now come round and spend his half-second penalty. But it's not over yet. Let's go back up inside now. So he will tie in around the back of Ian, take a bit of slip. Take some of that free slip that he's got. Shocky hold on to P5, but Nick looks like he might try and go for a different angle around, different line. Great racing this, great, fantastic racing. 5th, 6th and 7th, these three now. Look how close these are. This is great, and to think Peter's not out of this either, so only takes a few corners and you're right back with it. Oh, look at that. Ian pushing it as far as he can at the moment, but they will be on the last lap now, so it will be time soon to pop up and see Hippie, Wes and Yari. They've been holding on to P1, 2 and 3 pretty much the most of the race, you know, so they're in the last lap. Shocky from Nick, from Ian, from Peter. Then we have Kieran just crossing the line now, so Kieran in front of Severy, who's now just in front of Dexter. Very close, but you have Hippie coming down the back straight. Robbo with the fastest lap so far as well though, so Robbo has increased the pace 100%, but only just, look at that, 109, and Hippie with a 142, so that's how close they've been. Hippie, I can still see Nick behind Shocky at the moment. Ian just will be behind Nick and in front of Peter, I can see that on the board there. Oh, and Nick has gone through on Shocky there, so Nick up to P5, but Shocky's back, as we can see there. I'm staying on board with Hippie, because let's have a quick little look. Wes in P2, Yari in P3, we then have Robbo in P4 with the fastest lap so far. We then have Nick, who's... oh, this is going to be close. Wow, 3 of them, 3 abreast. Oh, and Shocky with a half-second penalty, which won't be spent, or will it be spent? I'm not sure, but let's get back up to the front. Oh my word, this is so close. We will come back to it, we'll come back to it. We have Hippie, who's coming round now to the right-hander, and then around to the last corner, of which he will then take the checkered flag and will cross in P1, who wins the MX5 Cup in the Pro. Congratulations there, excellent drive by Hippie. Led from start to finish. We then have Wes with Yari, who's caught up a little bit, and we have Robbo, who's also caught up a little bit, but Wes will be bringing it home in P2. Excellent drive from Wes, crosses the line in P2, Yari in P3, Robbo in P4. Then we have the guys at the back here, which Shocky, M3 Nick comes through, and then we have Ian. Shocky manages to hold on to that as well, but not quite. Ian coming through there. We then had Kieran, Severy just managing to finish in front of Dexter, or does he? They're both together. Oh, Dexter comes through. There we go. Ooh, what a race. What a race. Wow. It certainly was, Don. It certainly was. What a race that was. That was mad. Absolutely crazy. Wow. Trying to keep up with that as best I could. I hope I managed it. Brilliant. Clean race by Hippie there, finishing out in front. Well, I'll get the usuals done there. And then we'll get straight on to the results. We'll have to get that recorded before that all changes, as we will then go to the main multi-class race. But yeah, there we are, there we have it. So Hippie finishing P1 for the pros and P1 overall, and then we had Kieran finishing in Wes finishing in P2 and P2 overall and P2 for the pros. Then we have Yari finishing in P3, which was P1 in the Pro-Am. Brilliantly done, and so he was in P3, and then we had Robbo in P4 finishing P3 in the pros, but yeah, P4 overall, great drive. And then Nick finishing in P5 with Shockey picking up that half-second penalty, just enough to allow Nick to just get in front. Look how close it was though, 23.410, 23.484. That was so close, but yeah, Nick managed to get P5, which is P4 in the pros, P6 to Shockey, which is P2 in the Pro-Am, in P5 in the pros, finishing in 7th. Peter getting himself on the podium for the Pro-Ams in P8, which was P3 in the Pro-Am. Kieran P9, so unfortunately had that spin which took him right out, but look, you could see his time there, lap time would have been right there with the guys up at the front, so was very unlucky with that spin which took him out. Did manage to get himself up to P9 though. And then Dexter in P10, and then we had Severy in P11. So very tight race there, very close at the end of the finish. So what a race though. Whew. Had a job to keep up with that. That was crazy. Great battles, absolutely fantastic battles. Well, we got DK joining us now. We also will have Deck joining us now as well. So Deck will be joining us. Deck will be in the Bentley, and you'll understand when I show you. And then we have some Aston Martins in here as well. We have a Toyota in here, which we do have a Toyota anyway. We have the Ferraris, AMGs, and the Greeps and the GT3s. So yeah, we've got a few cars coming in, and we will go and have a look on track. Oh, on track. There we go. I'm going to leave that off for the moment actually, but yeah, so this is the main race then, the multi-class. This is the main event. Whew. And I will have myself a little sip of drink, and I don't know if you can have a main event after that. That was incredible. Needed, definitely needed. Yeah, I want to see the Bentley too. It's pretty cool. We've got Aston Martins, we've got Bentleys, and we've got a Toyota Eagle, which I'm currently looking at as well at the moment, which Ian is driving. That was a GTP car from the early 90s, which dominated so much of the IMSA GTP. So yeah, I think it won something like 23 out of 27 races or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, very successful back in the day, and Ian is rocking this one as a retro livery. As you can see, it's very much a TRD livery with the black, red, orange and yellow Toyota Racing Development livery. That's in conjunction with Eagle, which is Goodyear back in the day. Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm going to go through. So that's the Toyota, and Peter coming out in the McLaren, the dark side of the moon McLaren. So he's in the Pro-Am. He'll be looking to try and do the best he can on this one. Do like the 650S. I know it'd be nice to get it up tight. Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll tell Nick. Hopefully you should be all right and you should be able to get back in. I will be back. Yeah, no worries. So if Nick can hear me, Wes is just saying that he will be back in. He's just restarting his router.
and then he'll be back in, my friend. So yeah, give him a few minutes anyway. Everyone will need to get a little bit accustomed from driving the MX5 around here to something with downforce, and a lot more downforce indeed. So yeah, Peter there, the Dark Side of the Moon Pink Floyd livery, and then we have Shockey in what is the Golf livery inspired Porsche 911. Sounds great, doesn't it? 4.2 litre straight flat six, I should say. In the Pro-Am we then have Kieran, who's in with us with the TS020, which is the Toyota TS20, which is our LMP2 car for this series. So nice to be able to use it. We do have the update coming, which will bring us a lot of new cars, but those will mainly be the hypercars. But this is nice to use for the LMP2. Really is. A lot of fun. Had some great battles on the 2 practices we've had on the 2 Thursdays previous to this, and I hope tonight will be no exception. Should be really good too. And there's Dexter just waiting for the cars to come through before he gets out onto the track. We have Shockey there. We've gone through. We then have Yari in the AMG. With the AMG there. MSI. I believe that Dyco created this one at some point. I'm pretty sure it was. Our Dyco livery. And Dexter just leaving a bit of space for Yari to come through there. All getting used to the track again. They'll need to. It's quite something to get used to after you've been driving around in the MX5s. Braking points are slightly different. That's for sure. Absolutely, yeah. Same for me, Nick. Don't think I'll ever get next to one. I think the closest I've ever been to one is at a car show, so that's as and Prescott Hill Climb. But otherwise, yeah, that's the closest I've ever been to one. Never had the keys for one, unfortunately, but yeah, would love to, definitely. And we come to Severi. Definitely very different. Yeah, it will be a very different feel. I think Wes was in the Lamborghini last... No, you'll be in the TS020. Yes, you'll be in the TS20 for this one, won't you? Because you'll be in the LMP2s, being in the Pro. Severi in the Lexus. In the Pro-Am. Had a great result, actually. It's at race 2, I believe. Yeah, excellent one. So, yeah, had a great result at Laguna Seca. Severi. Let's have a look in now. Then we come back through here. Then we have Vettel, DK Racing in the Ferrari 2.96. This dropping in back in December, so it's nice to be able to get out on track with it. And joining us for this race, missed the MX5s unfortunately, but is in for this one. Multi-class this event, so GTDs, which are GT3s, and the LMP2s, which is the TS20 Toyota. But we're bringing it round. Pop on round now, there's Dexter in the BMW. He brought the M6 out. Liqui Moly. Pretty well known livery, this one in IMSA. There you go. Turner Racing used this one. There it comes through. And then we have Hippie. And there you go, sporting the green version of the Heart of Racing Aston Martin liveried Toyota. Look at those glowing red brakes at the front there. Oh, listen to that. It sounds amazing, doesn't it? Wes is back in the room, so Wes is with us now. Robbo, Red Bull liveried. Somebody's taking out the brake markers for fun there. Yeah, Robbo. We have Kieran. Is everybody ticked in? Boogie Hills is in with us. Not long now. Absolutely. Let's have a look. Let's just make sure we got Severi, we've got Deck. We do have Deck. Deck is currently out on track in the Bentley. Oh, sorry, you're not back yet. Hang on then, let me get in the chat. Oh, hang on. Oh. Okay, what we'll try and do then, Wes, is we'll put you in the rear, okay? So the Pro-Am will be coming out first, that'll be GT3s. They will be out on track. Oh, exit, exit. Yeah, best idea, exit, exit. Absolutely. Cool. Lovely. Sorry about that. That's your work account. Ah, okay, Chester, you threw me there, mate. You threw you threw me there. Hey, welcome in, mate. Welcome in. Nice to have you join us. Nice to have you join us, and glad you were able to watch from a distance of a few thousand miles. So yeah, jump in then. Wes is jumping in at the moment, I believe, and then we'll restart. Everyone has to. You are, and I'll tell you what, the racing has kept me on my toes as well. So it's been absolutely mad. Has everybody exited? No, exit everybody. So let me just put that in. Exit qualifying, please. Everyone. There we go. We don't have to leave the room, just have to exit qualifying. But yep, that's fine. Well, everyone will be back in. Just exit qualifying, so you just have to press the one exit, and that'll just take you out from qualifying. In fact, Nick, I think you might be able to cancel qualifying. Will you? Can you do that? Or is it just race you can do? That's fine. That's fine. You can jump back in. Jump back in, Hippie. Ah, okay, so we're going to restart. Okay, no problem. Exited the room. Okay, that's no problem. I will stay about. Sorry for the break in this, everybody. We will be back ASAP. Okay, so I'll have to wait for the... Just as Chad had joined us, I was looking forward to the excitement of that main race. We will rejoin in a bit, so no problem. There will be a new room ID which will be displayed in the main chat, everybody. So if you get ready, keep your eyes in the main DTR chat, IMSA chat. You will then see the new posting for the room ID. Just stay in with us here and you will know, absolutely. But yeah, so I'm waiting to do that. And cool. But yeah, it gives me a little bit of time, I guess, to get a little bit more breath back from the first race, the MX5s. And the IMSA room, okay, let's have a look. So let's see, everybody in chat. I will tell you what it is. It is D for Delta 5 Z Echo 2R. ZE2R. So that's D5 ZE2R. Okay, I will enter it on screen here as well, so you should see it even better then, really. 5. Everyone should be able to find it from here as soon as I enter it in, I'm guessing, really. So if you're watching the live stream, I'm a bit slow, I'm sorry guys. There we go, I just want to make sure I get it right. And there it is, 11 already in. Let me join. You see how slow I am? There's already 11 in there. Crikey. That's why I'm not racing tonight. Too slow, he said, too slow. Yes, we're back in. Hooray! There we go, in the MX5, 2 R2 and multi-class round 3, registered drivers only. We're in. Beautiful, everybody's in. If you were watching the stream, you would have seen this anyway. I'm hoping that everyone will have seen. Yes, indeed. So Wes is getting in as well. We all need. Deck is there. Oh, crikey, yep, I think we've got everyone in. Let me just have a quick little look through. 2, 3, 4. Shocky, Yari, Pastel, Sebria's in, Dexter's in, Peter's in, Ian's in, Wes, Kieran, and myself. So that's 13. Yes. That's 13 out of a possible 14. That's excellent stuff. I know Magdalena isn't racing, unfortunately, this evening. I was hoping you might be able to pop in for the big one, but unfortunately not. So let's get and have a look at some of the cars on track. Don't forget to tick in Wes as soon as you can. Beautiful. Excellent stuff. I'm going to have a look at some of these liveries again real quick. So the Red Bull with Robbo. It's Pro-Am out first. So I'll just type that in as well. Yeah, they take a bit of getting used to be honest. So yeah, the MX5s, they're pretty tricky. They're a lot of fun, and you had excellent lap time with it. I mean, you got the pace with it, that's for sure. You can just lose those that rear end a little bit. Okay, but yeah, they can be a little bit tricky, but can be a lot of fun. You get it just right. Yeah, they do. That's the thing. Those little grooves onto the left-hand side, they tend to sort of want to kick that tail round a little bit. They certainly do. So let's get onto chat. And let's get Pro-Am out first, followed by Pro at 5 minutes. 5 minutes. There we go. So that everybody knows they're on their way out. Let me just quickly put that in chat. Beautiful. So pros will be out first. That will be Yari bringing us out in the AMG. You see the sun's already coming down a little bit here as we hit into the evening. Dexter's in P2 there, he's come out. And there we have Shocky in the Porsche, Severi in the Lexus. Then we have Vettel, DK in the Ferrari, and Peter in the McLaren. So if I'm right there, that's 6 different manufacturers out on show. 6 different manufacturers on show for this one, which is fantastic. Yeah, I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's just a case of getting used to it, really. I think just obviously that would have been, I think, your first race, Kieran, on this one. So with the MX5s. So yeah, you have to get used to it a little bit. I know you're not. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, good luck. Good luck. Good luck, everybody. Anyway, so good luck with your qualifying and good luck with the race when it comes. But here we are into the qualifying at the moment. We'll just jump up through. Battle and the Ferrari, Shockey, both dropping off a little bit. We've got Dexa there. We got Yari. At 5 minutes, they will be switching it round. I will indeed put some info on so everyone is aware. Tyres will be softs anyway because that's yep, that's the only way it makes sense when you're qualifying. Get those softs on, get those sticky soft tyres on. First lap is to warm them up. Oh, some wide lines coming out round the back there, but yeah, Yari. Oof, careful. You will pick up penalties with this one as opposed to the MX5 if you get too wide. So do be careful there. Through on that inside. Dexa staying close. Oh, okay. Issue with the brake pedal maybe. I know. Like I say, I think Yari is with the Thrustmaster, so he might be having an issue. But he still has another lap to go after this one at least, so it shouldn't be too bad. Still leading them out. Oh, he's lost that back end. He's lost that back end. Now, he might have to wait for the other guys to go through. Best thing to do is just wait, that's it. Just ease off, let them through. There you go, that's it. So, Severi, Shockey, Vettel, again, Peter, and obviously we've got Dexa in between. So, yeah. So, we need to find a bit of space. Dexa probably better to ease off a little touch, find yourself a little bit of clean air. That might help to get a better lap next time round. Shockey staying close with Severi. So Yari setting a 157.673. Shockey coming through 156.685, so Shockey takes pole position at the moment, followed by Severi. So Severi and Peter in. Oh, Peter with a 156.963 now currently in P2. Severi, Yari. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. Yari up on a purple at the moment, so he's definitely setting a quicker lap time this time. Vettel just 0.176 behind as well, so very tight up front. Look at this. Very tight. Dexa, okay. Vettel pulling in into the pits at that point. Did have another lap to go, but yeah, okay. It's a half second at the moment. Yari bringing in the second of his laps. Back straight. Severi and Shockey. Keep in mind there's no slip on this, so the qualifying is done without slip, so you won't gain, you shouldn't gain anything. Goes now, so Peter, P2, can he keep that P2, can he even squeeze for P1, can he put that pressure on Shockey? This is their last laps now. Yari coming out through, around wide, coming through, across the line with a 155.582, puts him on pole position. Shockey from Severi, Severi will be crossing and goes into P2 just behind, Shockey in P3. They will now return to the pits, Dexa through, oof, close, but they will now return to the pits. And it will then be the pro drivers coming out. So pro drivers should now be out on track. They are indeed. There we go, they've joined already. We have Deck leading now out.
in the Bentley. The Bentley Tribute livery. So Yari, Severy and Shockey P1, 2 and 3 respectively in the Pro-Am, so they will get their bonus points for that. Deck. Now out on his flying laps, he's got 2 flying laps. Cut through, so you can see everybody here. Nick. Kieran, Hippie, Ian, and then we have Wes. Wes must have no, yes, that's fine. So it's on his flying lap now. Cool. All good. Through, as we see, Kieran, Nick, Robbo, no penalties, all looking good so far. Deck. That's the infield section now. Complex, taking the right-hander and then next right-hander kissing the apex, across he goes with a 146.7 P1 in the pros. Mossberg with a 147.868, so he's currently P2. 148.942 for Nick. P3 we then have Kieran, 149.123. P4, Robbo, oh we had Hippie right up into P3 there with 147.979. Then we'll have Ian, I believe, yes, Ian up into P4, 148.181 from Ian. With the pressure on Hippie and Robbo, not far off from both of them. And yeah, Nick not too far behind either, so keep it nice and tight. We will then have just Wes to come, and there is Wes. 150.136. We've had limited driving so far, but he's in it. Oh, careful. There you go, he's back in. 150.136. We're looking to see if he can improve on that time on this final flying lap. Dak is retired in with the 146.7. Robbo keep pushing. We're on the final lap now, so here's Robbo. Coming through the complex. Coming back through and in 147.815, a little bit quicker than the previous lap, so an improvement there for Robbo. Can Hippie improve on his 147.979? Looking close, 147.144, takes P2 from Robbo. Ian will be next over the line. Just a little bit slightly, but still he improves as well, 147.8. P4, we'll then have Kieran. Okay, 148.755, and then we had Wes, who was the last one out, so 148.755 from Kieran. Oh, gone very wide, 49.945, it's quicker, Interesting line going out there, but definitely quicker. But yeah, we bring it into P7 there. We have 7 in the Pro, of course, and then we have 6 in the Pro-Am this evening. Not a lot of time in it, really. That's pretty crazy timing, isn't it? But yeah, look at these times going up through here. We'll see them in a minute. Look at these times here. Yep, there it is. Ian and Robbo are split by minimal times. Look at all these times. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. There we go. So let's look at the results. Let's get those saved before we go any further. And lovely, and we'll power through on to that one too. And that's that done. Lovely. So there we are. So in the pros then. Ian Stick is back again. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. Cool, cool, cool. And yeah, let's get that done there. Right. Okay, so we have DTR Deck in P1 with a 146.7. We then had Hippie in P2 with a 147.1. Robbo in P3 with a 147.8. 1.5. And I say it 1.5 because Cars did it in 147.8. 1.9 in P4, just behind. And then we had Kieran with a 148.755. We had Nick with a 148.942. Butts and Cats with a 149.945. And that's the Pro drivers. That's the LMP2s all sorted. And then we had Yari in the GTDs in P1 with a 155.582. Followed by Severi with a 155.880. Again, very close here. Shockey 155.959. 156.963. 157.849 for Spettel. Peter in between there with a 156.963. Then we had Dexter with a 149.070. Whew, there we are. That's quite the setup there, guys. So yeah, there'll be a minute or two before the race starts. But wow, you can look at the times on the right hand side, how close some of those times are. It's going to be a close battle, that's for sure. And racing softs, racing mediums are mandatory tyres, and so those must be used. Yep. Had 2 messy laps, said Robbo, but they got your P3, so you're on the on P3 at the moment, so you do get the bonus points for this, which is useful, of course. Indeed it is. Good luck, says Chad in the chat. Good luck to everybody. Indeed, good luck to everyone as well. Yep. Will be very interesting indeed. So yeah, LMP2s will be leading us out on this one, with GTDs following us behind. Hippie is now back, so he's ready to go. And yeah, join us here for 30 laps. 30 laps of YAS Marina. And Hippie also wishing everybody good luck. Let's wish everybody good luck, and let's hope for a good start. Keep it nice and tidy, nice and clean. Look after each other out on that track. Race smart, race clean. Let's enjoy this one, everybody. Deck will be leading it out for the Pro drivers in the LMP2s, and Yari will be leading it out for the GTD drivers, Group 3s. So here we go. Nick giving the have a good race, everybody, and good luck, everyone. Absolutely good luck, everybody. IMSA at Detroit. Yes, this is our Detroit. You can say. About to begin then. Excellent stuff. Here we go then. So jumping on here now. Yep. Next race is at Le Mans, which is not exactly the same date as Le Mans officially. So yeah, pretty cool. And here we are. We'll just get the display up and running. DTR Deck leading them out. Heavy livery, be interesting to see what people have chosen for tyres. And he goes. And we're holding on to P1. Heavy will be enjoying that little bit of slip that he will have had there. Holding on to P1, we've got Hippie and P2. Robbo almost went for a move, but held back. So I don't think he went for a move, it's just carrying a little bit more pace with Hippie in front. So at the moment, still everybody in line, still deck out in front with Hippie and P2. We then have Robbo at P3, Ian in P4 in the Eagle. We then have Kieran in P5 in the purple. Keeping a line with Ian as best he can there, trying to use a bit of slip. We then have Nick and Wes right with each other here. As Wes gone on the inside, he's using the blue version of the Heart of Racing livery. Nick using the green version of the Heart of Racing livery. There you go. Close between these guys here. He's up on the back of Kieran now. Kieran has lost a little bit of time with Ian. Ian still within. He's still lost a little bit of time to Robbo, but not too much. Robbo holding slip with Hippie at the moment. Hippie trying to keep as tight as he can with Deck. In a moment we will go to the GTDs because we have Severy who has gone out in front of Yari, and we will get across to those in 1 second. But yeah, keeping on P1, Hippie P2, Robbo P3, Ian P4, Kieran P5, Nick in P6, Wes in P7. So let's get down now, and just catching us at the action whereby Gary and Severy are right next to each other there. Got to be careful. Little twitch there, little twitch from Severy. Gary. Interesting lines going wide round there. You've got to be careful when you rejoin back on. But yeah, Severy holding P1 from Yari at the moment. Shockey in P3. We have Peter in P4. So very close between these four drivers, as you can see. Dexter just in behind. Oof, a couple of little sniffs and taps there, but all good, all good. And Yari has dropped right the way back, so Yari with issues at the moment for sure. Vettel in P12 then. Dexter in P11. So Yari might be having problems with his Thrustmaster. Dexter in P11, Vettel just behind. And we have Peter, Shockey and Severy all together here. Keeping it tight together. We will have another little look in a minute on the pros as well in the LMP2s. But so far, how close it is at the moment with these three, Severy, and then we have Shockey. Different lines for this corner, depending on what you're driving. Line will take, I guess. But yeah, very close together, these three. Peter right in amongst it. And Severy seems to have a slight twitch with his connection, unfortunately. But yeah. Still holding on to P2 in the Pro AM at the moment. GTD class. Peter in P3. We'll just have a little look now. Go to Wes. Wes isn't too far behind Nick, who's still in P6. He's got his wipers on, expecting a bit of rain. And Nick in P6, we have Kieran in P5. We then have Cars in P4, still holding on to P4 at the moment. About a second between everybody at the moment, so there's a bit of a gap, but it's probably a useful gap as well, because that way you'll be able to protect the tyres a little bit better. There's the Eagle, and then we have the Robbo and the Bull with LMP2. Toyota, and then we have Hippie. Hippie now just giving himself a little bit of a distance, a little bit of a gap between himself and Robbo, and There's a little bit of gap with himself and Deck as well. Deck leading it out at the moment. Deck currently in P1. Will jump on board with Deck for the third lap when he gets round to starting it. Comes round to the right hander and then around again. And there we go, we'll jump on board with Deck. Turn 1, left hander. Looks like we've got down to 70 to 80 round through there, and then around here, the one round by 110, 115. 40. 50 to be heavy on the brakes. Left hander. Wide exit. Maximising that acceleration as you come out. Back straight. Going up to 160 to yeah, just over 160 to 170 down here, 160 plus. Just around the 150 on with the brakes now. Tight, wide over the apex. And out. Accelerate as soon as you can off that one. Hairpin. A couple of different lines through here. You can keep it tight, go a little bit wide and then come tight back in. So there's a lot of different ways you can take that part. This is a lovely section, that. Lovely sweeping right-handers coming through to the left-hander, dropping down to around about 70-ish. Coming through here around about 70 and then accelerate as soon as you can straighten it up quick enough through the complex. Going over to the right hander, kissing that apex, taking a slightly wider line and then coming through again onto the apex and away you go. 146.397, setting the fastest lap with Deck on board Deck there. Right. Repeat. Moving on to P2 at the moment. A little bit of a distance between himself and Robbo, so that distance has gained a little touch. There's just a couple of tenths that he's made on that. Robbo P3, and then we have Kieran in P4, who's just gone past Ian. P5, we'll have a look at Ian and see if there might have had something in the previous lap. Might have had a penalty maybe. He's in P5 at the moment. Wes is right with him in P6. Just a little gap, so he'll be looking to try and maintain that if he can using Kieran's slip. He's still in it. He's still board P4. He's still right there in sight. Wes almost missing his braking marker. He did miss the brake marker, but thankfully was able to continue straight on, and no issues there at all. Everyone comes out still alive, so that's the important part there. And then we have Nick, who might have had an incident. I'm not sure whether he had an incident on the flat perhaps, but he's dropped down some time there from Wes. Still a long way to go, mind you. We're only on lap 5, so still another 25 laps to go after this one. So plenty of time for that to get better, to bring it back. So he's holding on to that P1 at the moment in the Pro-Am, followed by Shockey in P2 and P2. These three have been together, I would say, for 4 laps, I would think, around about that amount. And probably keeping with each other, keeping it sensible. I think they're racing sensibly, to be honest. I think they're just... I think they know what they've got to do. I think they know where they're going to be pitting in. They've probably got their strats all sorted out, so they're probably thinking, right, I'm not going to force anything too much here. I'm in a good position, I'm in a good place. I'll leave it till later on, and maybe come sort of the last 4 or 5 laps. Maybe that'll be the time then to push and see if you can race a bit harder then, unless the time presents itself a bit before that. Severy losing a bit of time there. Shockey right up on top. Okay. And is Shockey going to go for a move there? Severi just lost a little bit of impetus. Looking on the inside. All good so far, but yeah, sat back a little bit there, slightest little touch, but no worries on that at all. Everyone's kept their positions, all good. But it has left it a bit closer now, so Shockey is a bit closer to Severi here. Will he make a move? Will he try it at the end of this long? He's right on him now, so yeah. Now he's got the slip. Will he make that move? Will he cut across to the left? He's gone for it. Goes through on the inside. Severi leaving him to take it through. Beautiful racing. Well done, both of you. Excellent stuff. Severi now has the slip. You can use that little bit of slip for a bit. We'll look back now from Shockey. Jump back on board now. Well, from a distance, I should say. They come down through the hotel complex. Left-hander. Shockey in P8, Severi P9, but it's P1, 2 and 3 with Peter there in 10th. So that's first, second and third places. Dexter at the moment holding a good 11th place, so holding on to P4 at the moment in Pro-Am in the BMW. Vettel just 5 seconds behind. We'll have to check on tyres in a moment and see who's using what. But he's got his blue lap there, so 158.034 for Vettel in the Ferrari 296. Yari lost a lot of time and he's got blue flags at the moment as well, so and a half-second penalty. I'm wondering whether he's having issues, but if the issues are too bad, he's got deck for company here. So we'll just quickly get deck. Comes deck. We'll look to come through on the inside. Safe enough overtake. So, like we say, this with the main races, it's been 6 from 7, so there's seven races in total. That's 6 races from 7. So your worst result, you were able to drop that one, and listed more results. The other 6 results will count for your total score at the end. They're holding on to that position now. We've got Hippie. So Hippie will also be finding Yari soonish. P3, and all a bit of distance between these guys now, but that can all change. It depends on what people are using, what tyres they're using. Kieran in P4, but he's still got Ian with him for company, and Ian just has been with, these two have been together quite a bit actually for a while, so whether that's been Kieran behind Ian or Ian behind Kieran, so they've been together for about 6 laps perhaps, I think. And, yeah. We're looking to keep in touch. So P4, P5 in the Toyota Eagle. They say that was the one that won the GTP in IMSA back in the early 90s, 92-93 season. I think it won 23 and 27 races it entered. So it had a prolific run of success in the real IMSA. And, this one is a tribute livery to it. TRD, sliding it round there, bring it round to the right-handers. Lovely little glow number boards on the rear end. He goes through and he's on a blue lap there, so quicker lap there for Ian. So yep, definitely keeping in touch with Kieran. Kieran also on a blue lap, so this is working for both of them I think at the moment. They're both pushing each other along, getting themselves quicker laps. But they need to do. Got to try and get that time down from Rosberg as best they can. Although still holding out P3 at the moment. P2. Out P1 at the moment, so keeping a good distance at the moment. You can just hear that AMG of Yari just in front of Hippie. He will be lapping Yari at the moment. And let's go down and see who is leading in the Pro-Am still. It's Shockey in the 911, the Porsche 911 Golf liveried. From the Tabac liveried Lexus. GTR Severy holding a P2. He held P2 last time out as well. That's Laguna Seca. Holding some good positions here. Definitely P2 and P3, so this is a nice P3 for Peter as well, the Pro-Am. Yeah, that 650S just keeping close attention with the guys in front. Severy and Shockey. No need to do any heroics at the moment. Plenty of time to go. Blue flags are flying at the moment because obviously they've got deck coming. As we know, so it's up to the faster drivers to ensure that they make a good clean overtake. And as this is on the back straight, that should be possible for deck. Might have to wait for Shockey, depends. Yeah, they're in the braking zone, so he'll be waiting on Shockey. Knowing that when they come round through here, he'll be able to take it through, and he does. Shockey takes the line, well done. Excellent stuff. Shockey still in P1, in the Pro-Am from Severy in P2, and Peter in P3. Excellent driving from these three. It's great. It really is good, Sting. I love it too, mate. It's just really good. With all the different, you know, everyone's got to try and do it as best they can. You've got the GTDs obviously on their own race, so rightfully they'll be holding their own racing lines, trying to race. They don't have to move out of the way. As long as they stay predictable in their movements, then everything is cool. And yeah, Severy struggling maybe a little bit with that complex part. I think he struggled a little bit last time as well, so maybe that those corners are struggling with it. Yeah, the hypercars are a lot of fun, but yeah, we've got those in the next one, which will be in the Le Mans, which we have on the day of the Le Mans. So it will be on the 13th, our next race, which will be at Le Mans. But yeah, so that'll coincide with it. So we'll have the hypercars, we'll have the hyperpole as well in that race. So that'd be really cool, whereby the top, everyone does their qualifying, and then of course the top 4 of each class will then go for hyperpole. So they'll have their outlap, and they'll now have their hyperpole lap, and from there we will decide who will be holding pole positions and P2s and P3s respectively. So that's how the points will be divvied out for the qualifying. But there we are, and Severy will go for the move on Peter on the GTDs. Will he make it? Peter giving good long braking, and they're still together. Lovely lines, keeping it good. Yep, Severy will now take the inside, or outside line I should say. Can he possibly go right together, these two? We'll stay with these two for the moment because they're both pretty close. Great little battle this. This is for P2 and P3 in the Pro-Am. GTDs. And Peter just holding it on for the moment. And we'll be coming down through to the complex, hotel complex at the moment, taking the right-hander and then to the left-hander. 60 to 70 through here, depending on your tyres and your gearing. Through that, out you come. Put down, yeah, it's just the back end. I think it might just be the rear end, you know, of the Lexus. Might just be sliding a little bit coming out of that complex, and that's what's just losing Severy that little bit of time coming through. So we will go now up and we'll see how everybody else is going on the moment. Dexa and Vettel. Vettel has brought that time down now to 3.7 seconds. It was 5 seconds at one point, 5.4 I believe, so he's brought that time down a little bit. He's also got traffic coming through, so he's going to have to be mindful of that, but it's again, the traffic will be the faster class, so I'm pretty sure that they will be able to find a moment and a spot where they can move through quite nicely. Not too many issues at all. Maybe on the next straight, Rosberg will do it. He's coming in close now, and he will get the opportunity to on the long straight, so he will manage to get past Dexter on this one. Dexter's not far away from Severi though, only 5.4 seconds behind. So yeah, interesting indeed. So Vettel there has closed that gap down. We don't have cars in P4 from Kieran, so cars has taken that P4 at the moment. Let's have a little look through. So Robbo in P3 at the moment, 5 seconds from Hidden. Then we have Ian, who is just managed to get himself a little bit of a breathing space. It's not a lot, but it's a bit. Sometimes that's all you need, just that little bit of breathing space to sort of take the lines that you really want to take, as opposed to maybe taking lines and looking over your shoulder and thinking, yeah, I'll just be a little bit tighter on this and a bit tighter on that which crossing side. Now he's at a point where he can be a little bit looser on this. Not that loose. Sideways action there from Ian. Well held, well held. That could have gone all sorts of different ways. Closing in, coming through here. This is probably not the best areas really to be lapping. It's a hard place to come through and lap. It's very tight. You might just get it through there on the inside as you come through, but not quite. But there will be the straight on the start-finish line. That is obviously where they're going to be able to maybe get the power down. Ian will be. Kieran will be close. He manages to get it done. Vettel managing to hold on to his position respectively there. Well done. GG's. Excellent stuff. Been some really good overtaking so far with the overlapping. So long may that continue. Really good. These two are having a tight little battle, and along with Shockey and Severi and Peter in the GTD class. So yeah, excellent stuff. Kieran going the other side of Dexter, as Ian went one side of Dexter, Kieran went the other. Dexter in a sandwich there momentarily, but well done. GG's. Knew where he needed to be. He just kept his line, allowed the drivers to take their lines, and everyone gets through nice and clean and happy. It's very important to do that. Beautifully done. So yeah, these two I think will have a little battle right until the end here, because lap 13 as well, so those 13 laps have gone pretty quickly, to be honest with you, so far. I would say lap 16 to lap 18 is probably where the first of the pitting will come, first of the pit stops. 16 to 18 perhaps, depending on what tyres everyone's using first. Oh, he's almost lost the back end there, Ian, but manages to grip it. Well done. Oh, and there we go, you can see Peter and Severi just in front there, the GTDs, there they are, and that's P2 and P3 respectively in the Pro-Ams, who are now have positions 4 and 5 in the Pro, breathing down their necks. Not enough space for Ian to go for the move there. Held back, well done, well done. It's not always easy, and other people are racing, so it's always nice to be respectful. You want those drivers to be respectful for you too. Now he has the opportunity maybe to go round Peter, round the outside. Oh, going through on the inside now. Kieran just taking that position to go through on the inside. So Ian still has the slip though. Oh, look at this. Goes through. Peter now hopefully will still have the slip of Severi to battle through. These two holding it together. So you see Shockey just out in front as well. So Shockey still holding on to that P1 currently in the Pro-Am as well, so doing really well. Oh, half-second penalty for Peter, unlucky. Will he serve it this lap, or will it won't be? It's going to be served another lap later, so he will be running through. So he's got a lap really to try and maybe get rid of that. Maybe get himself back in front of Kieran so that when he's nice movers as well. Excellent driving from Shockey, keeping nice and steady, nice and consistent on line, allowing the guys to get through. Brilliant driving indeed. A little bit of width there from Kieran. Toyota Eagle. He will want to probably try and see if he can possibly eke out a little bit of a move on Kieran at some point, just so he can get back in front, and then that half-second penalty won't be quite so heavy. But it's still very close between these two. The battle is epic at the moment. There's been some great battles tonight, really have. Super stuff. Right with him indeed. Shockey still holding onto the P1 and Pro-Am at the moment. Doing really well in that Porsche 911. Stay with these two. He's got to the inside. Has he got it? Has he got it? He's trying. He's managed it. Well done. Kieran with the wider line could come back, but Ian desperately needed to do that, really, to try and get himself in front. He's got that half-second penalty to burn. Kieran will move out to the right, using the slip. Ian holding the inside line. Both going through together. Well done, well done, well done, both of you. Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. Great racing between the pair. Ian will spend off the penalty now. Kieran just holding on to P4, but it's still pretty close, even when the penalty is taken. You can still close that gap down. To try and close that down, we'll go and have a little look, see how the rest of the grid is standing at the moment. We're lap 15 currently, so we'll move up through to Kieran. Of course, we know he's in P4, just in front of Ian now. Ian will be looking to try and claw that back a little bit out of the gap. Robbo, 6 seconds currently down to Hippie. Hippie now in on the 15th lap, so he's changing over. He's coming off mediums, so that means he's going to be taking the softs. So Hippie off the mediums, coming onto softs. And that's going to be for the rest of the race, I would imagine. Again, if you're new with us here, this is the DTR IMSA Series 2026, race number 3. We've already had the MX5 Cup Series race earlier on. Fantastic battle, unbelievable, incredible racing earlier on. And now you join us for the main race, which is the multi-class between the LMP2s and the GTDs. So beautiful multi-class race this. Hippie coming out on the softs now, so he's now in P4, but with Kieran and cars yet to pit. He's got himself a little bit of time, and also will probably be able to use a little bit of that slip from Kieran to get him around a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. But he'll be on the softs, so you won't want to be stood behind for too long. Only lap 16 at the moment, so plenty of time to go yet. He's in, sort of retrospectively, he's in P2 effectively. But Kieran, Robbo and Deck is also in, so Deck is coming in off the softs. So Deck will now be coming on to the mediums, so it'll be interesting to see how that fares. 145.617, the fastest lap. 145.617, fastest lap so far for the Bentley. Come out onto the track, onto the mediums, and this will be him for the rest of the race. That's tyres done, fueled up, and away you go. So Rosberg yet to pit in. The distance is still there, but Deck will be on the medium tyres for the rest of the race. The others will probably be coming out onto the soft tyres. Interesting, Robbo staying out. He's on his 17th lap now. Maybe he might pit in at the end of this lap, or maybe the next one. We will see. Hippie up into the 3rd place then, so he's managed to manoeuvre himself past Kieran. If he's going to do anything with the gap to Robbo and to Deck, or especially to Deck anyway, he needed to get past fairly quickish, and he has managed to do that. Kieran just 1.2 seconds in front of Ian. It'll be interesting to see with these two pitting in. Will they come in at the end of this lap? Wes and Nick are both pitting in, so Wes is now coming out on the soft. So Wes is now on the optimum tyre. Comes over the heart of racing, the blue version. Goes out down, it's only 5 seconds in front of Nick, who is now out on track. So Nick is also pitted in, so he'll be looking to get himself out and about now. He'll be looking to try and make up a little bit of time if he can with Wes. That's possible. Then got Shockey holding on to P1 still at the moment. GTDs. There he is, Golf with GTD there. DTR Severy, P9. So because there has been a few pitted in already, there's a few gaps, but those gaps will close once a few drivers pit in again. So I think Shockey and Severy are yet to pit. Not 100% sure, but I'm sure that might be the case. Peter is still in P3 with Yari showing in P4 at the moment. Battle in P5, Dexter in P6, and Shockey, yeah, Shockey coming in off the mediums. So Shockey will be rated faster cars, so Dexter has one of the LMP2s coming through at the moment. See who that is. It looks like Bentley. Right? Let's see it. Can't see it, but it looks like it could be. Deck. I think it is. So yeah, Yari pitting in. So Yari coming off the mediums. He will now be coming onto the softs for the end of the race. Takes it in P13. Has Deck right behind him. Dexter sharing track with a Gran Turismo World Series driver. Just be very careful, just keep your lines, Be aware of car lapping. There you go, excellent stuff. Just coming behind. Well done. Yari now. Back out in P13, but he's only 7 seconds down from Dexter now, and with the soft tyres, so he'll be looking to try and close that gap down if he can. Deck out in P1 in the LMPs at the moment, so we'll get to the LMPs. See Deck still holding that lead from Robbo. I think Robbo yet to pit, so he's really trying to go as fast as he can. He's saying he pitted on lap 7, I don't think he did, I'm pretty sure he hasn't done it yet. Trying to hold that distance for as long as he can. Keep hold of those tyres for as long as he can, whilst the fuel is emptying out, and he's still able to keep in those 148, so perhaps he's feeling quite good. And there we are, so Severy in, coming off the mediums. So it'll probably be where Shockey now will resume back into P1 in the Pro-Am. P3 at the moment. That might change though after Robbo has pitted. Kieran in P4. Now he's got a little bit of a distance from himself to Ian. It looks as if he might have had a penalty in the last lap. Still in P5 at the moment, so no problem there. He's holding a 15-second gap to Wes in P6 and Nick in P7, so still holding on to P5. Anything can happen at the moment. Okay, so they've both pitted, I think. So they've both pitted on the previous lap. Robbo finally in there, so Robbo finally coming in and on his way out. From pitting in, he'll be on the soft tyres, I believe. joining with the soft tyres, yep. There's nothing else around, so we'll be coming out onto a nice clear track, which is always nice to be able to come out onto a clear spot of the track. He's 10 seconds currently down from Hippie, but with 3-lap fresher racing soft tyres, so he might look to try and see if he can make that work for him. 10 laps to go. Getting a bit of heat into them as soon as he can, side to side, looking to chase. 12 seconds in front of Kieran. Ian 8 seconds behind. Still in P5, but holding that gap, and we've got Nick now in P6. Wes probably pitted, I would guess. Yes. Maybe had an incident. Had an incident there which dropped him down a little bit. P6 currently. So yes, Peter in P1 currently. Pro-Am, so Peter holding on to P1 in the Pro-Am at the moment. Excellent drive so far. Severy in P2. These three are really close, so again, so Shockey's not too far behind either. So these three have had quite an epic battle, right the way through. I'll stay with these three at the moment. The closest three on track. Peter P1 in the Pro-Am from Severy in P2, and then Shockey in P3. McLaren from Lexus from Porsche. Quite the battle these three really have. Hasn't been much between them all the way through. I don't think there's been more than 2 seconds between all three. I'm pretty sure of it. Heck of a battle. Livery in the Tabac. Livery Lexus. Special livery created by TCR Dyco for this series. LMP2 also decorated with Tabac livery too. Shockey less than a second behind these two, obviously you can see, right in touch. Closing down that gap very quickly. Coming out from the hotel complex there. Right hander, once the start finish line. That's lap 20 done for these guys. The LMP2s will be a couple of laps in front, I would think. Probably 21, maybe 22. We will see. We will see. But this battle is incredible at the moment. Second penalty though for Severy. Ooh, okay, so that's going to cost a little bit. Going to cost a little bit. He might still be able to tie in behind Shockey. If Shockey's close enough to make the pass when he burns that penalty, Shockey might be close enough to make a pass on this straight. On the back straight here. It's pretty close, or will he just hang up? He's looking, and he's going to hold up. Yep, he's going to wait up. Severy closing off the line there, going a little bit tighter. But, yep, oh, a little bit wide there for Peter. Will he get a penalty? Severy's going to... Nope, he's not going to quite get the penalty, but Severy's going to serve his penalty now. Which now means he's going to drop behind, only just though. Wow, they're all three together. Careful, careful. Oof. Very close between the three of them. Well done, well done, well done, well held. Severy in P1, but he's got Shockey for company in P2, and Peter also right there in P3, so they're all right with each other yet again. There's no rest here at all. Look at these three now, and Severy struggling. Shockey trying to make it on the outside. He can take that line, he can make it as long as the guy inside allows that space, which Severy did. Excellent drive it. Now Severy tight behind Shockey. But he's also very much aware that Peter is also very tight behind Severy. So these three drivers separated by less than a second, I think. right in a battle together. Shockey still holding on to that P1, lap 21 for these guys, lap 22 overall I would imagine. But yeah, Shockey from Severy, from Peter, Robbo and Hippie. We'll go and see if Robbo has eaten into any of that time from Hippie, and we'll also check if Hippie's eaten into any of the time with Deck as well. In the LMP2s, this has been the main battle. P1, P2 and P3 respectively in the Pro-Am. But yep, we'll quickly scoop up now and just have a quick little look. We'll go through Peter in P3. We then have Vettel in P4 in the Pro-Am. Gary in P5, who's managed to get himself in front of Dexter, who's in P6 in the Pro-Am. He's only 2 seconds behind, so he's still in touch. Still in touch. And then we have Deck in front then with the LMP2s. Time is about the same, so he's managed to keep a similar time, similar distance between himself and Hippie. Deck on the racing medium tyres for this second section. And we have Hippie in P2, Hippie with a little bit of traffic though at the moment. And that traffic is Peter and Severy. Oh, okay, what happened? Because Shockey was here. Where's Shockey gone? Severy and Peter at the moment. Keeping it close, keeping it tight. In the GTD. In P2 at the moment, so he's not that pass. We've got Robbo in P3. Going up a bit of a distance. He's on lap 24 now, so he started lap 24. We then have Kieran in P4, in P5. We then have P6 Nick. 4 seconds, 3 seconds the distance between himself and Wes, so Wes is looking to try and close that down. We have Nick in the green Aston Martin, Heart of Racing livery, Valkyrie version, as you know, and then we have the blue one as well, also the Valkyrie version. He's going to look to try and see if he can close down on Wes as much as he can. But let's see what happens here. So Peter, P1 just about, oh not quite, he's Severy just in there on P1, Peter right down P2, it's very close between these two. I don't know what happened to Shockey, he's lost connection, has he? Did he lose connection? Must have done. Okay, lost connection unfortunately, so Yari coming through there. Oh, steering wheel issues from Shockey. Okay, Shockey, that's such a shame. Really is, absolute shame mate, absolute shame. Wow, the three of you were having such a battle as well, that was amazing. Oh, that's such a shame, such a shame. It really is. So yeah. So robbed us of a three-way battle which had for most of this race actually in the GTD Pro-Am between Severy, Peter and Shockey. Heck of a battle between those three. That's such a shame. It really is. But these two will still be battling it out. No doubt. Blue flag as they've got Robbo coming through, but Robbo, yep, will have to just wait. Bide that little bit of time. Not easy, you see, you've got to pick the right moments, and it's really tricky. And you're aware that everybody's racing, so just got to pick that time. He'll go to the wide and right hand side, but they're all going to go to the wide and right hand side. Wow, brilliant driving between all three of them there. Fantastic racing, well done, well done, well done. Robbo going wide to the right hand side to make the move and overlap the two drivers, which meant Peter followed slightly, and then Severy now on the inside, so this again, battle between these two has been epic, absolutely epic. No, that's fine, we heard that one. Such a shame, Shockey, really, yeah it is mate, gutted for you. You three were having an epic battle, GTD Pro in the GTD, so it was fantastic to watch, has been fantastic to watch, so it's really unlucky. Robbed us of a great little three-way battle towards the end.
very unfortunate, mate, very unfortunate. You will get points, so don't worry about that. You can't help that. Most things happen. But yeah, such a shame that you were battling for 1, 2 and 3 there. Epic battle, really was. These two are doing it at the moment. We will go through and have a quick little look because there will be some medal battles going on as well. First and second lap moves Vettel up into P3 then in the Pro-Am, which then means that Yari's in P4. He's got Ian about to lap him. A tricky section of the track to lap coming through here. Always is. So yeah, Yari in P4 now, Dexa in P5. Well, your deck out in front at the moment. He's on lap 26. Just bringing it through and up to date with the LMP2s. He's just extended that lead a little bit as well. Out in front on the medium tyres this one. So on this stint. In P2, 13 seconds on front of Robbo, so he's managed to just sort of extend that by a couple of seconds really from Robbo. And also managing to do 46.993 as well. So dropping into the 146s. Robbo also dropping into the 146 as well with an 861. So yeah, has got himself a bit of a gap though, so he's got himself a gap between himself and Hippie, but also himself and Kieran. So yeah, P3 currently at the moment. Dropping down to Kieran. Kieran's managed to just get a little bit of a gap now between himself and Ian. Kieran 146.819, so you can see quite a few of these drivers hitting similar lap times on their fastest laps. You can see the background there as well. Peter ahead of Severi. And we'll just join on with Ian here. He's just behind Vettel. In the GTD class, he's P3, Ian is in P5 respectively. In the LMP2 class, done very well here. Very well indeed with a 147.744, so he's dipped up to the 148s, into the 147s. And 148.2, so maybe there's a little bit more there for him. He's got quite a big gap between himself and Kieran, but also a big gap between himself and Nick as well. So he's got time enough to pick the right moments to get through the traffic. That traffic is in the shape of Vettel. So, there we are, DK Racing. And coming round the outside, looks like he will make it, he does. So well done. Yep, excellent stuff. Good overtake, nice and clean. How we like it. DK's able to carry on with his race as well, so that's exactly how we like that. Brilliant stuff. Nick and Wes were a little bit closer earlier on, but the gap just opened up a little bit more, but Nick in P6. Excellent drive. Look at those 148s, that's pretty consistent, isn't it? Really consistent lap times there. Keeping it steady. Definitely. Get down to Wes, P7. Deck just behind him now, so Deck is almost in a position where he'll be lapping Wes in a moment. So yeah, so we're now in P1 here, so we get back to this point here. So again in the GTDs we've got Ian up with them as well. So we have Severi in P1 at the moment currently. Peter in P2, there's just 1.5 seconds between the two of them. These two have had a massive battle, epic battle. So many laps. It's not going to be far off from the end of the race, you know, as well, so we're pretty careful with that. Just have a quick little look here as well. The Deck is on lap 28, so we've still got 2 laps to go. And then we'll come back down and see. Yeah, almost on Wes's tail. 250 on the side, as you can see. Yeah. P3, Kieran a P4, Ian a P5, so he's gone through on Sebri now. Yeah, to keep that distance still between himself and Nick. Currently P6, we then have P7, Wes, and then we'll get down to Sebri again. As Peter managed it. Oh, Peter with a half-second, yeah, a half-second penalty. Still holding on to P2 though. Still got a bit of time and distance between himself and Vettel, so he's still holding on to P2. So will still be an excellent result for Peter. But yeah, that's such a shame. But yep, head down, keep going, keep pushing. Then in P10 at the moment in the Ferrari. That's raced really well. He's in P10, but he's actually in P3 in the Pro-Am. Yari in P4 in the AMG. Just had Nick overtake him. He will now have Deck overlapping him as well. Deck's on P12. So yep, keeping up the rear. Really well, great stuff, great driving. That's it, keep going, keep pushing, best you can. Deck then, just starting on the final lap now, so we are on with Deck here. He's with Yari, obviously he's going to be lapping Yari. Yari holding his line, Deck moves out to the right hand side. Makes a nice clean overtake there. Through. Yari will be hoping to try and see if he can catch up with Vettel, but it might be too big a distance I think at the moment, but there we go, Hippie 10 seconds in front of Robbo, so Robbo did close back a few seconds towards the end, but Hippie holding that 10-second lead, but you never take it for granted. Never take it for granted on this track. Anything, we know anything can happen. A little slide can cost you a lot of time here, so always best you just keep your focus, keep it nice and steady, and bring it home as best you can. We're Hippie in P2 at the moment. Definitely a bit of distance before we will cross that line, but we will stay on the Deck because we will be crossing that line very, very soon, coming through the hotel complex there. We'll be almost lapping Nick. Nick, you will almost be lapping Battle. This is quite a joint, this is quite a group here, isn't it? But yeah, there we go. So Deck will cross the line, takes P1. Congratulations to Deck now. P1 to Deck. Wins here. YAS Marina. We'll have Hippie coming across soon as well. And also with the fastest lap as well, Deck with a 1:45.617. Hippie through the complex now. Come through the double right-handers. That is where you pit in there on the left-hand side. It's a very tight pit, that one. And through he comes, P2 for Hippie. Congratulations as well to Hippie. Excellent drive from Hippie. You then have Robbo coming through as well, who will then take P3. Congratulations to Robbo, P3 for the pros. Another great drive from Robbo there in the Red Bull livery. And then we'll scoot across to Kieran. Also coming through now, we'll cross the line and we'll take P4. Congratulations to Kieran as well. Didn't get a lot of practice this week, but managed to get himself in there on a P4. Excellent stuff. Good drive there. And then we have Ian
who's now coming through the complex, giving it some sideways action. Look at that. Crikey. There we go. Yeah, come round to the right, double right-handed. There he comes across. Yeah, and he's going to take P5. There it comes, and across the line. There we go with a 360. He's going to leave a lot of wreckage for the crew to get through afterwards. But they won't mind, they got a P5. Great start, great finish for them. Then we have Nick, will be coming through. Some of the other drivers have finished already, but we do have Nick coming through now. And there we go, Nick with the P6. Where's finishing through on P7. We then had Severy in... Wait, there we go. I didn't quite get to finish it, but we will do. There we go, and there it is. DTR Deck taking P1 there with a pole position and a clean race too. So excellent drive there from DTR Deck. We'll get that saved real nice and quickly. We get onto here. We'll get these saved so I can go through them. And that's that one done. Yeah, not a bad result there, Kieran. I think so. I think you take that. GG, absolutely. Yeah, it was a good race. Really was. It was a lot of fun watching it. Some great battles there as well. Some really good battles right the way through. Unfortunately, Shockey lost his steering wheel control, so it robbed us of a great three-way battle that was currently going on with Severy and Peter and himself. But there we are. So here we are. DTR Tech Deck then takes P1 for the Pro-Am in the LMP2 class, with a total time of 53.49, that's 798, and with a fastest lap time of 145.617. Then we had DTR Hippie in P2, and you will see these, look at the 146s there, 146.9, 146.8, 146.8. See how close those times were, the lap times were between these guys. So Robbo in P3, third P3, and so he gets his podium finish, gets the last bubble of bubbly, and finishing in P3. Then we had Kieran in P4, excellent finish from Kieran. And then we had Ian in P5, and a good finish from Ian as well. Be happy with that, with the Eagle, Toyota Eagle. And then we had Nick with a P6, and excellent stuff from Nick there. And then we had Wes in P7 as well, and yeah, excellent stuff from the LMP2s. Great result. So we had, I'll get back to that one, sorry. So we had DTR Severy then in the GTD class, Group 3s. We had Severy there finishing in P1, just a couple of laps down from the eventual winner. And then we had Peter in second place, but the battle those two had was just incredible for so many laps. And then with Shockey as well. So unlucky that Shockey had the issue that he had, because the race itself was, those three together was just epic. Really was a fantastic battle between the three of them. Absolutely, it was worth the admission fee alone. But excellent stuff. Brilliant driving indeed. So exceptional driving, well done. So Peter with a P2 there for the GT3 class GTDs. Then we had Vettel, DK also came through. It was Chad, absolutely it was. A lot of fun too, some great battles and a lot of fun. Absolutely. Vettel coming through into P3 in the Pro-Am, along with Yari at P4. So Yari managed to get himself back up to P4 in the end. Was tricky. Really was very difficult indeed, but yeah, was a good recovery indeed. Then we had Dexter in P12, and a great drive by Dexter as well, managing just 3 laps down from the end. In the end, 156.851 though, as you can see, so a good lap time, very good lap time from Dexter there. So it was competitive enough with the rest of the drivers, definitely. And then we had Shockey, who had that disconnect scenario really with his steering wheel going out, so we'll get points, no doubt, but it robbed us of a 1-2-3 battle that he was having with Peter and Severy at the time, which was such a shame. But yeah, there it is, folks, there it is. Great battles, epic racing today. Phew, I'm tired. After all that, crikey, some great racing indeed. So,